Hi, I'm Nick with Duramaxtuner.com, and with me I have Bob Petersen. We're getting into August, we're getting into travel season. Guys are starting to pull their travel trailers in the heat. And we got a truck behind me and a bumper style behind me that, we're running into more and more troubleshooting issues with these.
Absolutely, yeah.
What's the call sound like?
My truck's hot. The first thing that I always ask is, what are your EGTs? I've had mixed reports from multiple people, depending on the weight and the setup.
Yeah.
My EGTs are 1,000, my EGTs are 12, 1,300, pulling a grade, So
yeah.
That's kind of our first troubleshooting thing. Do you have a problem in the motor? Is it a boost leak? Is it a tuning problem? Is it a turbo problem? If your EGTs are really, really high, we have something to address. If you're running 1,100 degrees EGTs and your motor's at 240, 250, your trans is at 220, 240,
Yeah, you got a cooling system issue at that point.
It's a capacity of the cooling system or
ability to reject heat. Yeah, exactly. And there's a reason we have the bumper behind us.
Correct.
So what are you finding in common with these calls?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the big thing that I always ask is, do you have an aftermarket grill or bumper? The grills were more common. Now we're starting to see a lot more guys running these bumpers and towing and using them. It's not something we see in a day-to-day. Guy running through the brush wants a big bumper to keep his truck protected, but somebody that wants to run that bumper and tow their 14,000-pound trailer with all their camping gear and stuff with their AC on, heat, 100 degrees.
Yeah. There's a lot of engineering that goes into designing the factory cooling stack. That is the radiator, the AC condenser, the transcooler, the intercooler. I mean, there's a lot of stuff up there. Yeah. And the factory makes sure that you have sufficient airflow to handle stock horsepower under those circumstances at temperature up a hill. I mean, once you start stacking stuff on there, it just becomes kind of obvious that you take away the engine's ability to reject heat by putting one of these bumpers on. And
yeah, I mean, you can see behind us just the holes for the tow hooks, the holes above the license plate, the plastic where it meets the metal allows air, the slots below the lights. I mean, and you put a solid bumper down on the bottom of that, you take all of that away. Some of them have a cutout for a hitch. Most guys put their license plate over it. So now, them have cut out for lights. A lot of guys pack them with big LEDs or HIDs and stuff and light bars. You close all that off. So now you're literally cutting everything in half. So you're using X amount of space to flow.
And a lot of them don't have the nice rounded shape. They haven't spent any time in a wind tunnel. They don't know how the air flows over the bumper. So it might look like you have the ability to pull air in through the grill, but really you're pushing a bunch of real estate of air up off the bumper, which is deflecting the air that should be going into the grill.
Exactly.
And it's just
look at the whole picture of the truck. The way it goes around the stock one versus just goes around the other one.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't drive through the mountains with a snowplow on the front of your truck, deflecting air. You got to be aware of that when you buy these bumpers, that they're not tested like a factory bumper. So if you are at the cooling capacity of the truck already, expect to have issues.
Be mindful, I mean, if you have to run one, look at other options. We're trying to move coolers or relocate them. Even putting bigger ones on, you're still not getting the airflow over that bigger cooler. So you're not going to help yourself putting a big radiator and a big transcooler on if you're not flowing air over it.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, with the winch mount or the tow hook holes, or guys covering those up. If you have one of these bumpers and you have the ability to add extra venting in it, don't block that off. Don't put stuff over it. Cut more holes if you can, if it doesn't interfere with your style. But I mean, as much airflow as you can get over that stack, that radiator, that intercooler, transcooler, all that stuff, the better it's going to be for you in the mountains, fully loaded with the AC on.
Absolutely. Same goes for the grill. Like I said, we're stressing the bumpers. You get the really, really blacked out grills that are a real tight grade, almost like a screen type of thing, and your air doesn't flow through that. It's going to push around it rather than going through it. So
yeah, exactly. Good information. Thanks, Bob.
No problem.
I'm Nick. This is Bob, Duramaxtuner.com. Thanks for watching.